FollowersTopps back again for another player ratings. Brighton 1, Arsenal 1. Before I get into it, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Really helps the channel on the road to 500 subscribers. Please, it really helps the channel. Let's get into the player ratings. Obviously, a very disappointing result and a few poor performances. Quite a lot of poor performances. So let's get into it. David Raya. But David Raya was okay. Made a couple of decent carries and claims from crosses like he normally does. Kicking was a bit off, though. I don't think he was one of his better games, if I'm being honest. I would say it was pretty average. Had no chance with a penalty. So I'll probably go David Raya, probably a 5 out of 10. Pretty average performance. Nothing spectacular, but just did his job. Onto the right back position, Thomas Partey. I thought Thomas Partey actually played quite well at right back. You would think he would have got skinned quite a lot of times, but only 1 or 2 times where Adingra got to the byline and got in behind him. Not too many times, so I thought he was actually okay. So I'll probably give him a 6 out of 10. Tried to do his best trying to overlap, but obviously doesn't really have the legs at his age to do so. On to Saliba. I thought Saliba was actually having a really good game, but his mistake, the penalty. Now people say I don't think it's a penalty. For me, I think it's a penalty personally. What I will say is though, I don't see that penalty get given a lot. We've seen a game in the Spurs game where Gordon got obviously knocked over. I can't remember who by, and had a bleeding nose, and the penalty wasn't given for that. But to be fair, I remember thinking I thought that was a penalty earlier. So I've got to keep the same energy. I think it was a penalty, even though it doesn't get given often. But obviously, Arsenal fans will say it's just our luck that the penalty that doesn't get given often gets given against us. But I do think it's a penalty. Saliba tries to head the ball, heads the guy, and he falls down, makes the most of it, but is a penalty. So I have to give Saliba at least a 4 out of 10. Below par because he's cost us the game. We would have won the game 1-0 if they didn't obviously have that penalty. And we've dropped points because of it. Gabriel, I thought was okay as well. I thought he defended quite well, especially in the box. I'll probably give him a 5 out of 10. I thought I'll give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he was decent. On the left hand side, Calafiori, I actually thought he was probably our best player, you know. I thought, especially in that first half, he was good on the ball. He was winning challenges. He was aggressive. He was winning duels. He wasn't get skinned 1v1. I think one chance or one time they got him behind him late on where I think it was Minty that probably should have scored. But that was the only little time, man, to be fair. I thought he actually had a decent game. So I'll probably give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he was actually decent, if I'm being honest. Into the midfield, let's go Jorginho. I thought he was poor. I'll probably give him a 3 out of 10. I thought he was terrible, honestly. He was getting pressed. They nearly had a chance in the first half where he got pressed. And I think it was Adingra that had a shot that should have scored. He was losing the ball. He wasn't winning duels. But to be fair, this was a game that did not suit Jorginho because their pressing style and their aggression is one of Jorginho's biggest weaknesses. He can't really handle pace and power and aggression. He likes, obviously, when the team has control of the ball and has the load of possession. And obviously in this game, it's about how you are running off the ball. And for me, he really struggled. 3 out of 10 for him. Mikel Merino, again, flats to the scene, man. I'll probably give him a 4. Bit better than Jorginho, but doesn't really do. I don't see what he does. Obviously, on the ball, he's neat and tidy. But from an attacking, offensive point of view, I don't see him make enough crucial key passes. I don't see him make enough crucial key runs in behind. I don't see him do that a lot. Obviously, he works hard off the ball, but we need some kind of attacking, fluidity from him. And I don't feel like we get that enough from him. So, yeah, 4 out of 10. I don't think he was great. Declan Rice, I thought was a bit better. 5 out of 10. I thought in the first half he was running really well, covering spaces, being aggressive, tackling. But second half kind of dropped off. His ballings in the box were obviously good. His deliveries, but other than that, I don't think he really provided anything going forward in terms of being a scoring threat. So yeah, 5 out of 10. Let's go to the right wing. Ethan Nwaneri, 7 out of 10 for me. Scored the goal, took the initiative. I thought he played really well. Lost the ball a few times, trying to take on his player, but I don't mind that when you're trying to do different things. But he was always a threat. He was the one player that looked like he had that star quality, that X factor, that player that could really unlock the defense with a pass or a shot. So, yeah, when he came off, whether it's because of a booking or whatever, or an injury or illness, I don't know. But, yeah, it really hurt, obviously, Arsenal's attack going forward, and we were really nullified in the second half. Didn't really create anything from open play. Gabriel Jesus went back to the old Gabriel Jesus, I'm afraid. Poor, 4 out of 10. Don't think he did it enough. Obviously, he was trying to make a few runs. Always offside. Why is this guy always offside now? Obviously, he had a chance that was offside, which he missed. But, yeah, I don't think he did enough, man. He's not a goal-scoring threat. He had a few opportunities where he could go into the box and have a shot. But going back to the old Jesus where he's trying to cut in and cut out and was just ineffective, man. So, yeah, poor from him. Trossard, again, poor from him, 4 out of 10. Don't think he did anything in the game. I think the booze got to him, to be honest with you, because he didn't really have any kind of impact. Kept trying to cut in and put balls into the box, but obviously we didn't have any kind of strikers to head it through. Onto the substitutes, Martinelli, poor, 4 out of 10, poor, maybe even 3. Actually, him and Odegaard, 3 out of 10, very, very poor. I know they were probably ill and injured, and that will make my mark for the manager more clear. But yeah, they didn't impact the game. They weren't fit. Martinelli was running into, obviously, straight lines, losing the ball. Odegaard wasn't pressing. He didn't look fit either. Obviously, there's a bug been going around, but neither of them were good enough either. I can't remember who else came on. That was it. We didn't really have any attacking options. That leads me on to the manager. 3 out of 10 from him. I don't think you should have been putting Odegaard on the bench. He was definitely not at it. And if Martinelli was feeling something, he should not have been on the bench either. If players are not fit, do not put them on the bench. Put youngsters on the bench. Make sure they're out, because they're going to be scapegoated when they come on and don't put in a good performance. And look, they've came on and not putting in a good performance. Obviously, they've not been putting in great performances anyway this season anyway. But regardless, you could tell, and obviously Arteta's even said that they've been struggling with problems. Why are they on the bench? You know, and this comes back to the lack of recruitment and the poor squad building that happened in the summer. We knew we had loads of games. Obviously, this draw feels like a loss, because in the position we're in, going for the title, we cannot afford to be dropping points. We have to go on a long run where we win loads of games, and we're not doing that. So, yeah, poor from Arsenal, poor result. Obviously, a draw, and yeah, we have to move on. Obviously, our next league game is Tottenham Hotspur at home, and yeah, not good, man, not good. This will be a draw where you think, okay, not a bad draw if we were on 45, 46, 47 points, but we've dropped too many points in the first half of the season to be dropping any more. So, yeah, not good enough. We're on the same amount of points that we are last season, and we didn't win the league last season, and we went on an amazing run, which I don't think this team's capable of, for the simple fact that our attack and the amount of games we're in is obviously going to be different till last year. So, yeah, that's been my player ratings. Let me know in the comments what you think about the players, if you thought they were good enough. But until then, until the next time, don't hate the player, hate the game, and I'm out. Peace.